Coming up on the Paper Talk, we'll be looking at Rasmus Hojlund. What is going on there? We know that personal terms are pretty much agreed. Could there be a bit of movement on the club's agreeing fees as well? It looks like there could be. We're going to talk about that. And also, what's going on with the squad? Why have certain players not travelled here to the US? We're here in the US. Why aren't other United players? Let's check it out. Jay here from Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and the weather it's pretty mild. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I'm not outside Old Trafford. I'm in New York. We're in New York. We've joined the tour. We're following Manchester United on their tour of the US. So make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. We're going to be covering all the games. There's myself, Joe Smith, Stephen Howson and Adam McCullough. We're going to be covering the games. We're going to be covering the press conferences. We're going to have player interviews, hopefully, ex-player interviews, journalist interviews, all that stuff. So make sure you are subscribing to the channel. And a big thank you to everyone who has shown us support. Loads of stories to get through, so I'll whiz through them. In terms of the squad that's come over to the US tour, there's a few names missing, so I'm going to mention that, then we'll talk about Hojlund and all the other transfer stuff. Now, Alex Telles and Eric Bailly aren't in the travelling squad here. They're not coming to the US. It looks like Alex Telles is going to be heading to Al Nassr. That's been reported pretty much everywhere. Also, Eric Bailly could be heading on his way out as well. Now, there was some sort of curiosity about why Fred isn't in the squad. Is he heading to Fulham, which has been rumoured, but according to a lot of the reports, it's simply personal reasons and he's expected to join up with the tour later on. So it doesn't look like we can look too much into the fact that Fred isn't with the squad at the moment, but in terms of Alex Telles and Eric Bailly, I think they are nearing the end game here with Manchester United, and it's not really a surprise, is it? Neither of them are featured under Erik ten Hag, and you don't expect them to, so if they do move on, wish them well. In terms of transfers, the big news, Rasmus Hojlund. Now, Miguel Delaney in The Independent, he was reporting that Manchester United and Atalanta are having advanced talks. It looks like talks are progressing between the two clubs. We heard reports earlier on this week that Hojlund had pretty much agreed terms with the club. Wasn't an issue in terms of personal terms. The question was, could Manchester United and Atalanta meet somewhere in the middle of the valuation? Atalanta, according to reports over the last few weeks, were hoping to get in the region of 86 million euros for their young striker. Manchester United looking to pay closer to 50 million. Those two figures obviously miles apart. When you see figures like that, you think, what, if you're 30 odd million euros apart from each other, that ain't going to happen. But the recent reports, stories, rumours, whatever you want to call them, seem to indicate the clubs are getting closer together, and now talks are advancing and the deal is edging closer. So maybe we could see Rasmus Hojlund joining Manchester United sooner rather than later. I had it in my news yesterday morning about the fact that United were looking at Eintracht Frankfurt's Kolo Muani as a plan B, as another option for a striker if we can't get Rasmus Hojlund. However, now it looks like the Rasmus Hojlund deal is far from dead in the water. It could be happening, it could be progressing, there could be a little bit of movement on that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but does look like positive vibes on that one. I'm getting the feeling that Hojlund to United could be our third signing this summer, and that would represent a pretty decent summer so far. If we were to get in Andre Onana, which is pretty much done by the time you're watching, it might even be done. Mason Mount is obviously done, and Rasmus Hojlund, that's a big step forward. You probably want another couple of players if we could, but obviously financial fair play and the fact the ownership's not changed and all that other stuff could scupper any further plans. But getting in a striker, getting in a goalkeeper were the two essential ones, and bringing in a Champions League winner in Mason Mount, not too shabby, especially when you look at the fact we're still in July, and Manchester United usually take ages doing our transfer business, don't we? Now, in terms of outgoings, I mentioned there Eric Bailly and Alex Telles. Also Fred, although I did say he's going to be joining up the squad later. One player who could be on his way out is Harry Maguire. He's lost the captaincy, and there's rumours that other clubs are looking at him. West Ham coming in with that loan offer, which pretty much looked like that was never going to happen. However, he's been getting a bit of advice, if he wants it, from Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney saying that he thinks Maguire needs to move on, and I think that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Wayne Rooney, obviously, Manchester United legend, all-time top scorer, former United captain. He knows what it's like to play for Manchester United. He can see what's happening with Harry Maguire, and he's giving him some advice that it makes a lot of sense. Harry Maguire is what? 5th choice centre-back now? No longer the captain? Now is the time for him to move on, especially with the Euros at the end of this season coming up. If he's not playing for Manchester United, is he even going to make Gareth Southgate's squad? I know Southgate likes him, but how many times can you keep picking someone who's not playing for the club? So Harry Maguire moving on makes a lot of sense to me. We'll have to wait and see. Certainly makes a lot of sense to Wayne Rooney, other than some of his comments that he's made recently, which are all over the place, but that's a different story for another time. So yeah, make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. Like I said to you earlier, we're going to be covering all the games here in the US. We're going to have podcasts with us all, with others, with journalists as well. We're going to be chatting to journalists while we're out here, chatting to ex-players when we're over here as well. We've got loads of events planned too, so if you are in the States and you're going to be going to the games, make sure you're checking us out on the socials, because we'll be doing a few events, tailgate parties and all other sorts of stuff as well, so you can link up with us there. We do appreciate all the support we've had from fans in the US and fans elsewhere, of course. So I'm going to wrap it up there now. I'm here in New York, where it's pretty warm, nice and warm anyway. I like it like that. Yeah, I don't even need my parka. I've not even brought my parka with me, to be honest with you. So make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.